In the 1936 Berlin Olympics, Jesse Owens' gold medal winning performances took a stand against Hitler's ideals in Nazi Germany by showing that Adolf Hitler's ideas of Aryan superiority over African Americans or any other race were false. Defiance in leaps and bounds. Jesse Owens in the 1936 Berlin Olympics.
James Cleveland Owens was born on September 12, 1913 in the rural Oakville, Alabama as the 10th and last child of the Owens family. He was a sickly child that suffered through weeks of sickness often. Because the Owens family were only sharecroppers, they did not have enough money to buy him medicine or to get him any treatment.
Mother and father nursed him through these horrible bouts of pneumonia that weakened his lungs. And then when he was 5, he developed a fibrous tumor on his chest that grew inward, and it started crushing his lungs. And his mother, to save his life, cauterized the kitchen knife on the wood stove and cut out that tumor.
James Cleveland, JC for short, was only named Jesse after his family moved to Cleveland, Ohio. His teacher in Cleveland heard JC as Jesse due to his accent. This name would later go down in history as one of the fastest men of all time.
Grade school in Cleveland, Ohio. First time in my life I'd ever been to a mixed school, and when I came from Alabama, being rather shy, and the lady asked me my name, and I told her JC and real fast, and she says, Jesse. I said, no ma'am. She says, I said, JC. She says, well, your name is Jesse Owens, isn't it? I says, yes ma'am. And it's been Jesse Owens ever since.
Jesse attended Bolton Elementary School, and during his time at Fairmount Junior High School, his running talent was discovered by his first coach, Charles Riley.
And Charles Riley saw something in Jesse, and he mentored Jesse not just in athletics or in track, but in manhood, and went out of his way for Jesse. Jesse couldn't practice after school because he had to work to help his family. So Charles Riley met him before school, and they practiced before school. When Charles Riley saw that Jesse was running in a distracted manner, looking at his competitors and thereby missing the win, he took him to a horse race track and showed him how the horses run, looking straight ahead, not looking to the right or left.
Charles coaches Jesse throughout his high school years, and he continues to improve until he finally qualifies for the Olympic track and field tryouts. The first time around, Jesse fails to make the Olympic team. It isn't until after he enters college that he finally reaches his goal. After graduating, Jesse attended Ohio State University. His new coach, Larry Schneider, pushes him to glory. On May 25, 1935, Jesse broke 3 world records and tied a 4th in his total span of 45 minutes. On this day, Jesse was still suffering from a sore back and had to plead to get on the track and compete. This was only a preview of the great performance to come during the 1936 Olympics. The Olympics are a highly revered event that athletes spend their entire lives trying to compete in. In the year of 1936, many American athletes were asked to boycott the Games due to Hitler's rule over Germany.
During his first press conference that he gave during the boycott movement, he did support the boycott. He said that he didn't think that the United States team should go because of Hitler's treatment of the Jews. However, his coach at Ohio State, Larry Schneider, convinced him that sports and politics don't mix, shouldn't mix, and that going to the Olympics was something that the American team should do and that Jesse should do.
When Owens runs in the Olympic qualifying trials in New York, he qualifies for the team. Less than a week later, he was traveling on the SS Manhattan to the Games. The Summer Olympics, hosted in Berlin, Germany, began on the 1st of August, 1936. They were officially opened by Adolf Hitler. On August 2nd, Jesse went through the 100-meter event winning gold. Hitler was reported to have said, "The Americans ought to be ashamed of themselves for letting their medals be won by Negroes. I myself would never shake hands with one of them." However, with 1 gold medal around Jesse's head, his mind was already planning to get more. On Tuesday, August 4th, Jesse made an Olympic record of 21.1 seconds in the 200-meter qualifiers. On the same day, Jesse forged a friendship with a German athlete named Karl Ludwig Luz Long. Luz's sportsmanship and encouragement helped Jesse qualify for the long jump event after he failed the first 2 out of 3 tries. Luz and Jesse both competed for the gold medal in the actual event, and after Jesse exceeded 26 feet, Luz couldn't beat him. On that day, Jesse set a new Olympic record of 26 feet, 5 1/2 inches, and won his second gold medal in the Games. Luz was the first to congratulate Jesse, with Hitler watching them both. The two Olympians were defying the expectations that Hitler had set, and Jesse's victory only further served to prove him wrong. Although Jesse's performances in the first 2 events were impressive, it is his performance in the 200-meter run that left everyone astonished. Jesse broke all the records while running under poor conditions and on a rain-soaked track. With his incredible performance came the 3rd medal and his 3rd stand against Nazi Germany. With his events in the Olympics over, Jesse was on his way home, until the coach for the U.S. track team decided to put Jesse in the 400-meter sprint relay as well. With a 4th chance, Owens performs his best and the U.S. team beats Germany by a whole 12 yards. Owens sets 3 world records and earns his 4th and last gold medal. Germany still wins the most overall medals, but the United States comes second largely due to the track and field events. Hitler's comments on this include saying that African Americans that competed for the team had a stronger physique than civilized whites and represented unfair in the competition. He made a note about excluding them from future games because of it. However, any talk of future Olympic Games is halted by the appearance of World War II. Jesse's actions did not only stand up to Hitler but the racism present in America at the time. The Civil Rights Act was passed in 1968, which means that racism was still around during Jesse's life. People of color, such as Jesse, were still discriminated against, and the fact that Jesse was representing America as a colored person bothered many people, especially the people in the South. The Olympics, too, had been tainted by it not only on the German side but on the U.S. team itself. Coach Robertson had originally had an all-white American team to compete in the 400-meter sprint relay before inviting Owens to take part. He claimed to have been wanting only the best runners in the team, but Metcalf and Tolan, the 2 best sprinters who were of color, had been excluded. Before the Olympics, Jesse received a letter from Walter White expressing his condolences that Owens had to compete for a country that still treated a person of color with the amount of disdain they did. By going to the Olympics, Jesse's actions not only showed that Aryans were not the superior race, but that a colored person could bring Olympics glory to America and could perform just as well as any other non-colored athlete.
Ended the 1936 Berlin Olympics, but the Games were arguably one of Jesse's biggest contributions to the world. He took a stand against the racial beliefs in the midst of Aryan dominancy, and showed the world that everyone was equal no matter their appearance. His contradiction to Hitler was defying yet cordial, and he made the first move to diminish racism by taking a stand against those who insisted on placing boundaries on those of color. He also stood up to the Americans who claimed that those of color were inferior to those without it, by representing America as a colored person. James Cleveland Owens forever left his mark on the world, both in sports and world history. His stand against Hitler and his stand against the beliefs of his own people have changed our world and impacted us all far more than we can ever believe.